Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Alberta's pride. Hey, ho, hey, ha, ha, hey, 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 hey,
hey, hey, hey. How you doing today?
Alberta where the Rockies rise. Tommy Temper streaming with fire in his eyes. From a lake house glowing in the moonlight's gleam. He's the YouTube king of the widest streams. Oh, Tommy Temper, you're a great guy. Battling trolls with a spark in your eye. Conspiracy theories, politics and fun. Streaming from the Rockies, you're second to none. Hot tub bubbling under starlit skies. He's calling out the haters with truth in his lines. Talking about the world from the left to the right. Tommy's got the mic, keeping it tight.
Hey, hey.
Tommy Temper, you're a
Thank you very much.
battling trolls with a spark in your eye.
Appreciate your company.
Conspiracy theories, politics and fun. Streaming from the Rockies, you're second
Coming to you live. Well, at least right now we're live.
All the trolls like a champion dream. From Alberta's heart, he's lighting up the night. Tommy Temper's truth is his guiding light. With a wink
Let's
and a
go.
grin, he's taking on the fight, spilling all the tea in the YouTube live. From the hot tub to the Rockies, he's living it free. Tommy Temper's the streamer we all want to see. Oh,
Tommy Temper.
you're a great guy.
Aw, give me a little pat on the back.
With a spark in your
Woo.
eye. Conspiracy
Loving it.
theories, politics
Thank you very
and
much for
fun.
tuning in.
Streaming from the
Appreciate your
Rockies,
company.
second to none. So raise a glass to Tommy, the legend of the
Bum,
land.
bum.
From Alberta's lake house, he's taking a stand with the Rockies watching and the hot tub steaming. Tommy Temper's the hero of YouTube dreaming. She's streaming Tommy Temper.
Oh, yeah.
Alberta's pride.
We're back again with another great show. Thank you very much for tuning in. You're watching the Tommy Temper Show. I'm Tommy Temper, coming to you from the palatial main studios of the Crystal Gondola, in the Crystal Gondola, overlooking the elm line streets of Old Strathcona on the south side of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I'm actually in Alberta, Canada. I actually live in Alberta. I was actually born in Alberta. And no, I'm not a colonizer. I haven't colonized anything. No, I'm not a settler because I never settled anywhere. I was born here. I am what you would call a Johnny-come-lately indigenous person here in Alberta, because I was actually born here. I don't know what else it means. Well, I wasn't here like, I'm not from a background of a whole bunch of people that, came here and were on this land 100 years ago or whatever. But whatever. I'm just, Johnny-come-lately indigenous, I guess you could call me, whatever. Hey, but anyways, nice to see you. I'm just looking for, as we speak here, a nice thumbnail to put up there that isn't too ridiculous. Let's see. A nice one would be me sitting there with a flag behind me like you see right now, which I don't really see one. So I guess I won't be putting that up. I'll put this one up instead. Hey, Trudy, thanks a lot for the subscription to the channel. Appreciate your joining the channel. Nice to see you. Likes to see new people joining up all the time and becoming new subscribers of the channel. We've got a few people popping in here. Let me just pull up my background browser with the chat so that I can actually read the chat here. Stand by. Just a half a second to bring that up here. Okay, I don't want to restream my audio here or be watching my stream, but I just want to watch the chat in the background. Who's in there? We've got Howard in there. Howard looking good. We got Mater popping in there. John Paul, or John Pole, I guess. Nice to see you in there. Thanks a lot for popping in. And yeah, looking good. Rock the house. Yeah, rock the house, Alberta. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, I should be playing my Alberta song, but I decided to change it up a little bit and play my Tommy Temper song here today. Hopefully we get a few people popping in to watch Alberta Independence. We're going to talk about that. basically, that's what the show is going to be about. So I apologize to all of my American viewers, which I do have a big audience of people in the United States that actually watch here. We've got people that watch from the UK and from Australia and from other places in the world. They pop in and out here. Jen, hey, good to see you. Nice to see you, Jen the Hen, popping in to say hello. Yeah, we're just kind of chilling here today, taking it easy. I was out on X looking over, a few of the people posting on X, see what they're up to, that kind of thing. Just kind of chilling in the morning here. I'm going to have to leave the studio at about 1 o'clock. So we're only going to be on here for maybe 2.5 hours or so. But still, that's pretty good. Iowa in the house. Hey, good to see you from Iowa. Yeah, nice to see everyone from wherever you happen to be in the world. I'm trying to, build up my audience a little bit here and get a few more people watching. It seems like we're topping out at about, actually, it's about 50, 60 viewers, with all of the different places that I'm streaming to. We'd like to see that go up a little bit. There were days days in the past when, I'd be streaming and easily get 100 people watching. But we seem to be, I don't know whether you call it getting shadow banned or just, people are falling away. I've got a lot of people that have subbed to me, but, I don't know if you call them dead subs where they never watch or whatever. LZ in there. Hey, nice to see you. Thanks a lot, moderator, for turning on the usual switches in the background there. Anyone that's a super mod. Yeah, we added a Dimebag Daryl Darren rather, to our mod list there yesterday. So he's now a moderator. Turn on slow mode for 5 seconds. Yeah, that's a good one there. And you got to be a sub for at least 1 minute to comment in the chat. So if you hear something that I say or you see something that somebody's typing in the chat and you want to comment on that and you're not a member of the channel, just hit that subscribe button and wait 1 minute and then you can subscribe. I know some people, they turn that on for like 10 years. You have to be a member of the channel for 10 years before you can subscribe or something to kind of limit the trolls, and everybody else that's already a subscriber can comment. But if you're a brand new person, then you can't even actually comment on the guy's channel. I hate it when people do stuff like that. It's craziness, absolute craziness to limit. Or people will turn on a switch saying that you have to be a member, you have to be a paid member of that channel to comment. Oh, I really, really, really dislike channels like that. And when I see that, I almost, I go to hit that unsubscribe button, like almost right away. Hey, we got some birdie num-nums coming in to check out the stream here today. So let's see what's going on outside my window. Outside of the Crystal Gondola, we've got a magpie out there who's checking out the surroundings and looking around. It's actually not a bad day out there. It's kind of sunny, a little bit overcast as, you can barely see the sky in there. The trees are really starting to do their thing. They're really starting to bud, as you can see, which is looking pretty cool. It's nice out there. It's nice riding the e-bike around in the trails and stuff like that now that the trees have some leaves on them and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's pretty good. Of course, we're in for Alberta Independence, so I've got that flag in there behind me. You actually can't see that flag very well because the way I've got it, it's so large and whatever, that little emblem is kind of right behind me. I don't know. But anyways, you know that it's an Alberta flag there if I move around a little bit. And I'm pro Alberta independence. We love independence. We love the fact that Alberta is trying to become independent from Canada. And Alberta will be the powerhouse country in the world if we do break away from Canada. Of course, everybody else in Canada is really, really pissed off that Alberta wants to separate from Canada because, let's face it, we're the oil, gas powerhouse, and everybody has every reason in the world that, you guys shouldn't do it because this is going to be bad, that's going to be bad, you're not going to have this, you're not going to have that, you have to have your own military, you have to have your own RCMP, you have to have your own money, blah 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 blah, all the rest of it. Yeah, we can work on that kind of a problem, and really do stuff like that to figure out what's going on. There's Mr. Raven, Robbie the Raven, out there having a drink of water. It's going to be another hot day today, and I've got pretty much the only source of water in the neighborhood here, so the big crows love coming around there and dropping whatever they found in the neighborhood in the water, getting it wet. They, even I've seen them even bring like dried up worms. You know how a worm goes to when it's raining, the worm goes to the surface on a sidewalk or something like that, and then it dries out in the sun. Well, they'll like bring stuff like that, like an old dried up worm, to the little water dish there and drop it in there, get it wet and soak it a little bit, and then they'll hold it with their claw in the water there even, so it doesn't fall or drift down into the water. They're pretty smart, those crows. And then they'll slop it down there. So yeah, they're pretty fun birds to watch out there. So needless to say, in between watching YouTube videos and crap on X and crap on Facebook, I watched the crows outside of the window. Masad, how you doing? Good to see Masad in the house. We got Betty in the house. We've got Edward Cam in the house. Good to see everyone filing in. Come on in. I'll give you a salute. Salute to everyone out there. Nice to see you popping into the chat. Do appreciate your company. Where, it's just a typical Tommy Temper show where Kerry Musings, good to see you, where I'm belly aching about crap happening up here in Canada, and you guys love to hear me belly ache, I'm sure. And you guys get a chance to belly ache at each other in the chat. And, I know Edward Cam is going to be saying some stuff about the LGBTQ community. There's no doubt that he's going to be talking about that. And Masad is going to be, pro-Trump in there. And then you're going to see some guy named Trump or something pop in here who's going to be anti-Trump. We got Mater in there Mater's going to be talking to us about all those crawdads and stuff like that they're boiling up down there in the southern part of the States. Mater is going to be pretty gay there, but even though he's not gay, but he's going to fly that gay flag. We know what's going on there. Betty, what are you going to be talking about there today? Sandwiches, yeah, that sounds good. Jen the hen, Pro Bridge, yeah, all kind of stuff like that going on there. Okay, nice to see everyone in the chat. Maybe we might even get somebody from Alberta in the chat. That would be a good thing, considering my theme is about Alberta Independence. Yeah, somebody like Dimebag in there or something. Yeah, like I said earlier there, I gave Dimebag a wrench because it was actually a beautiful day that suggested that I give him a wrench. He was on my panel, and he wanted to drop a link or whatever. Yeah, anybody that's in my chat, you can also drop a link by typing in !link when I'm live, and my bot will drop your link in the chat. So yeah, definitely do that. Hey, I was thinking, like when we're doing a rally, an Alberta Independence rally, I was thinking, one of the things that I should do is actually get up on the microphone. They have these rallies and they have guest speakers, and the speakers get up and they talk on the microphone and stuff like that. And, I don't usually do that in particular, just because, I'm kind of a little bit, I don't know what you'd call it, ubiquitous. I can't even say it, where, I don't really want to be embedded with any particular group. I don't want to be embedded with any particular person with this Alberta Independence movement, because you have various people, like, for example, you've got Keith Wilson, you've got Jeffrey Rath, You've got guys like who else? Lots of other people. Lots of people that are kind of, where you can come up with their names and talk about them. I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus or anything like that. But put it this way. Some people are well-liked. Some people are sort of liked. Some people are not liked. You know what I mean? And, and then you have groups that start up, right? And then the groups do stuff that's like not great. And then they end up looking bad. So I don't want to be involved or embedded with particular people or particular groups because, they might be good today, but tomorrow something might turn with them, So I'm just kind of what you might call, I'm for myself. I'm like Tommy Temper for Independence for Alberta, right? I'm my own brand. I'm my own thing. I'm doing my own thing. I may not be the largest streamer in the world, and hey, there's other people that are way larger than me that have 150,000 subscribers and stuff like that, have large voices, have, thousands of people watching their streams and stuff like that. I might get maybe anywhere from 600 or 500 or 600 views on a stream to 2,500 views on a stream, on YouTube anyways. But it's funny because I'm streaming actually to 4 different channels on YouTube, and some of my other streams on PressPad or Lolcow Celebrities or Channel Reviews, one of those other channels on YouTube, actually get a fair number of streams. I see where they get 1,500 views on a stream over there, which is kind of interesting. So in between the different channels that I have on YouTube, I get literally thousands of views per stream. We're also streaming over on Kick, on Facebook, on Twitch, and on X. So we're slowly building up the audiences on all of those different platforms. So it's actually this YouTube and whatever, the streaming thing. And actually the fact that I've gone to multi-streaming to 8 different places all at once, it's like, wow, we're just getting large all the time. It's like right now there's 18 people watching. No, there's actually 28 people watching, okay? Because people are watching on the other platforms. Oh yeah, by the way, give us a thumbs up if you can. That would be really nice. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to do that. Let me bring this little thing in here where it says, please, please, please like and subscribe and stuff like that. Let me just copy that and put it into here, paste it in there, and hit this button. And boom, all of a sudden we're saying, please, 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 please hit that like, share, and subscribe. Okay, please do that. I'd be more than thankful if you do that. People say, oh, you're an e-beggar or something like that. No, I'm just a plain not e-begging, but I'm just a plain beggar, right? I'm just begging you to do stuff out there. So I'm begging you to, show a little love to the channel and hit that like button. Or if you're on one of those other platforms, hit whatever button there is there, the heart button on X or on the Facebook, give us a thumbs up or something like that. On Facebook, share us out to a couple of groups if you're watching over on Facebook. Let me see, is anybody watching on Facebook? Yeah, there is one person watching on Facebook. Come on, share us out to a couple of groups that you're a member of, right? You got to be a member of some kind of a group out there. Yeah, we're basically begging, please, 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 please help us out by making the channel grow a little bit bigger. Oh, and we are there's people watching on other YouTube channels. There's 19 or 20 people watching on Tommy Temper. There's a couple of people watching on, I don't even know what the other channels are there, but there are people watching on the other YouTube channels. Wow. In fact, I need mods over on those channels too to kind of watch the crude comments and stuff like that going on. Here, I need a drink of water already. By the way, my wife gave me a call, and she's over at the Costco store, and she wanted to know if I wanted what kind of sandwich is that? They have some kind of a sandwich that they sell there on that weird bagel bun or whatever, that triangle shaped bun. You know the one I'm talking about, some kind of a sandwich. She wanted to know if I wanted one of those or if I wanted a hot dog. And I'm thinking, well, those sandwiches are kind of big, you know. And I'm on a kind of a weight loss program here. People say, Tommy Temper, your neck is really thick, you know. Yeah, well, I should be a football player, you know what I mean? Like, I've got the kind of, statute here, build of a football player. So, yeah, you know, like, watch it or I'll give you a punch in the nose type thing, you know. But my neck is like, it's like, where's my neck? My neck is like about as thick as my face. But, you know, I'm losing a little bit of weight, and you can kind of see it in my face a little bit here that I'm not quite as, you know, bloated like that, you know. But my neck still has to, underdo a little bit of, beautification, you know what I mean? Maybe I should actually turn on the, and I do have, hang on a second here. Let me check it out here. Let me show you. I do have the ability with my camera here to beautify myself a little bit. So electronically, I can, make my face look a little bit thinner here for those of you that fat shame me in the chat there. Let's see, who does that? Who's the worst fat shamer in the chat there who makes fun of my looks? You know, there's got to be somebody out there. But let me go in the back end here and turn on the beautification. Let me see here. Okay, so just watch my face here and let me show you how I can actually make my face a little bit narrower and my neck a little bit narrower here. Okay, watch closely. Watch my face. Okay, I'm going to make my face a little narrower here. Here we go. Watch it. Getting more narrow. Okay, there you go. Is that more narrow? Do I look more narrow? I don't know. Let me go back to the way I look normally here. Hang on. There's narrow. And there's fatter, normal. There's normal. And there's narrow. You can see my face narrowing there. And then we have length. You can change the length of your face too. Hang on. Okay, that's changing the length of my face. How about the V shape? There's something called V shape here. Watch this. Watch. Okay, there's V shape. Okay, my face is getting a lot smaller. You can see that. Oh, there's a hairline one here. I won't go with my hairline. Okay, cheekbones. Here's cheekbones, okay? Watch my cheekbones. Pulling them in. And what about my chin? My chin is actually not looking too bad, but let me pull my chin in a bit. Watch. There's my chin. My chin got, it actually brought my chin up a little bit there. Okay. And what else is there? There's something called firm. Can firm my face up a little bit here. But we need one for my neck, though. Where's the neck adjustment? You know, you guys complain about my neck all the time. Actually, I'm looking a lot better here. Okay, here's my firm adjustment. What the hell does it firm up? I don't know. I don't see much on that one. Okay, but anyways. And then there's something else here. Nasolabral. What's that? I don't know. Maybe that's my neck. Let's check it out. What does that one do? I don't know what that one does. Okay. So that's basically all of the... Okay, now I'll switch between my face modified to back to normal. Okay, here we go. Back to normal. Okay, there's my face back to normal. And here's my face customized, okay? What do you think? What do you think? Do I look better customized? Yeah, I know. My neck, it leaves my neck fat. So now I have a small face with a fat neck. Okay, but you can see the difference. I see the difference right away. Look at that. Here's normal. Wow. To customized. Yeah, I'm looking kind of handsome. Well, actually, I think that I don't look too bad either way, you know. But anyways, yeah, there's customized. Yeah, I'll leave myself customized. No, I'll turn off all of these switches. Get rid of my chin. Put my cheekbones back to normal. Put the V shape back to normal. Change the length. Change. Oh, hang on. We got Birdie Num Num back in here again. Make my face more narrow. There. Now I'm back to normal. This is absolutely normal here. There's face. Let's see. Oh, I can change body too. Hang on. If I was standing up, I could make my body slim. Let's see. Waist, shoulder, head. Let me see. Head. Nah, I don't see much of a difference there. Native. What's that? Native. Oh, hang on. No, I don't want that. Okay. Makeup. Oh, I can change my makeup. Oh, hang on. Let me put a little makeup on here. We got natural, dreamlike, ambience. I don't see an ambience. Do I look? Is there some kind of an ambience there? Earth tone. What the hell is earth tone? Grapefruit. Oh, hang on. There's level here. Let's go high. Full level. Earth tone. Grapefruit. Oh, look at it. It actually changed my eyes. Watch my eyes. There's normal. Natural. Dreamlike. How can you change me to look dreamlike? Come on. I'm like far past that, Hollywood star dreamlike appearance. Like, holy shit. Oh, here's level. You can change the level on stuff here too. Ambience. What's the level like? Oh, look at it. Holy shit. It actually changes my eyes there. Can you see that? Gives you a complete different look in my eyes here. How about that? Wow. That's pretty cool. Oh, there's even more. Holy crap. I can put eyeliner on. So watch for eyeliner. Here's energy eyeliner. Give us some level on this one here. I don't know. Cat eyes. Yeah, I don't know. Soft. Yeah, I don't know. How about remove bags from under the eyes? I like that one. How about eyelashes? Oh, hang on. Alluring eyelashes. Oh, I don't know. I don't even notice that. Lower lash. What the hell's a lower lash? Hang on. Forget about that. How about the Barbie look? Okay, I need the Barbie look. Okay, here's me, Tommy Temper, normal. And here's me, Tommy Temper with the Barbie look. My eyes, look at my eyes. My eyes kind of they look strange. Honestly, it does do something to you. The Barbie look. Like, what about Elf look? I don't know what the elf look is gonna be, but yeah. Do I really want to look like an elf? I don't know. Oh, hang on. My wife is home with the Costco hot dog. Oh, look at. Oh man, I'm looking pretty. I'm looking kind of. Dude looks like a lady. dude looks like a lady. Oh man, and people are wondering like, why should we even bring this guy onto our channel? When he's puts up something that he's gonna be talking about Alberta Independence, and then they got contact lenses, different contact lenses. Okay, what is this? I don't know what the hell that means here. Crescent. I don't know. I don't even notice any difference. Blue. Well, yeah, my eyes are kind of blue as it is. Go even more blue. There we go. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Enough with this garbage. I don't need any contacts. I don't need any eyelashes. I don't need any eyeliner. I don't need any eyeshadow. There's more. There's even more. I can change my eyebrows. I can change my facial. What can you do with facial? Lipstick. Okay, let's try lipstick. Hang on a second. Here's lipstick. How do my lips look? Do they look kind of pretty? Massage. Masad, what are you doing tonight? Masad, what are you doing tonight? I'm feeling a little bit hot doggy gay. Is that a hot dog, hun? Bringing me a hot dog? Thanks a lot. I put lipstick on. Can you see my lipstick?
You're bizarre. You're whacked.
Whacked out?
Take that off your face. That's awful. That's not even, look at me. Let's look and see. Is that AI? All the
Oh, man.
that's awful.
Okay. Oh, thanks a lot.
That's awful.
I need a spoon or something. Oh, I got a spoon for that. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks a lot. Masad, are we out for a date tonight? Oh, look at, I've got the hot dog already here. I've got the hot dog. Are you ready for a date? No, I don't know. Actually, the lipstick is the best out of all of the things. I need a little more eyeshadow, I think, with the lipstick. The Cinnabar lipstick. Ooh, I need to hook. This almost looks like Hooker Red lipstick. Just saying. Oh man. Sorry about that, Granny. Sorry about that. Pooh Scissors. Hey, Pooh Scissors. Remember we were talking about meeting sometime, going out for a beer or something like that? Are you still up for it? Come on, Pooh Scissors. I know that you're, looking for a date or something like that. Now myself, of course I'm married, so I don't want to really go out on a real date, but still, we could sit in the bar somewhere and have a beer and act like we're friends, just because I've got some lipstick on or something, that doesn't make me any different than you. Just saying. I don't know why you're hiding from me, because I've many times asked you to come out and meet with me, and you've never come out to meet with me. Edward Cam, you're probably loving this. This is right up your alley, you're always flying the LGBTQ flag and stuff like that, and you're probably loving people, guys that dress up like women and stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of right up your alley. So this particular broadcast here today, where I'm trying this, but I will in the future try that out again. But right now, I think I'll just stop with that. I have to eat my hot dog though. This is really important for me to eat my hot dog. And I also have one of these too. It's a Costco sundae, the berry sundae that you can get at Costco. So I've got this to eat as well. I'm on a diet. It's like a seafood diet. If I see food, I eat it. But I've got the hot dog instead of that big, huge sandwich that they sell you over at the Costco store. So hang on. You guys hang on. I'll be right back. I just want to eat a bit of food here. I'll play a bit of music for you. And I will be back in just an instant. Hang on. Let me just... I'll leave you with the outdoor camera, okay? And I will be right back after I eat my hot dog. You guys always complain, Tommy, what are you doing? You don't eat food while you're live. I just hate it when you eat food when you're live. It just looks terrible. Yeah, even though there's a streamer called Foodie Goody that just plain eats food all the time when she's live, and she's fatter than a sack of potatoes, and she wears a hijab and stuff like that. It's just the weirdest streamer ever. Foodie Goody. I don't know if you're familiar with her, and she eats crap all the time, But you guys complain about it all the time. So I'll just leave you with the outside window. Yeah, sup fools, good to see you. Nice to see you in there, sup fools in the chat. Well, as everyone piles in, just tell everyone that I'm off for a little bit of Foodie Goody break, and I will be right back right after this cheesy video. Okay, let's bring some other music on here. Okay, there we go. I'll be right back.
In the shadow of the Rockies, where the wild winds blow, Albertans rise up, tired of the status quo. Oil sands pumping black gold, beef on the grill so fine. Grain fields waving golden, canola blooming in the sunshine. But Ottawa's taking our billions, unfair equalization gain, sending it east to Quebec while we shoulder the blame. No more pipelines blocked, no more carbon tax chains. We're done with the feds breaking free from their reins. Alberta freedom, ringing loud and true. Sovereignty calling, independence coming through. No more woke liberalism, stealing our way of life. Albertans stand tall, cutting loose from the strife. Rocky Mountains watching as we claim our own land. Freedom for our families with a rifle in hand. Alberta freedom, let the anthems roll. We're building our nation forevermore. From the prairie to the peaks, where the eagles soar high. We're sick of the traitors calling us traitors, that's a lie. Equalization's a thief, stealing our hard-earned pay, while they push their agendas, turning night into day. Beef ranchers and farmers, grain silos stand proud. Oil rigs turning profits under Alberta's cloud. No more begging for ports, landlocked but strong we stand. We'll negotiate our future with the world in our hand. Alberta freedom, ringing loud and true. Sovereignty calling, independence coming through. No more woke liberalism, stealing our way of life. Albertans stand tall, cutting loose from the strife. Rocky Mountains watching as we claim our own land. Freedom for our families with a rifle in hand. Alberta freedom, let the anthems roll. We're building our nation forevermore. They say it's illegal, but self-determination's all right. Like Ukraine from the Soviets, we'll fight through the night. No more sending our wealth to fund their endless schemes. Our pensions rising, fulfilling our dreams. Tired of the liberals, their rules
I'm on a hot dog diet.
Albertans awakening, calling out our name. Canola fields yellow, beef herds grazing free, oil sands fueling futures as far as the eye can see. We're Albertans first.
I know. I'm making you hungry. Get on that DoorDash right away.
Lifting us higher, no more being the wallet for a broken confederation. Freedom's our birthright, our declaration. Alberta freedom, ringing loud and true.
There's nothing like a Costco hot dog.
Calling, independence coming through. No more woke liberalism, stealing our way of life. Albertans stand tall, cut loose from the strife. Rocky Mountains watching as we claim our own land. Freedom for our families with the rifle in hand. Alberta freedom, let the anthems roll. We're building our nation forevermore. Alberta freedom,
I think it was $1.50 for the hot dog.
forevermore.
Oh, I asked my wife. That's what she said. I don't know. She's going to check, though. We'll find out. And when I'm on at late night, if you guys have ever watched Tommy Temper After Dark, hang on, where am I? Right here. Still chewing my dog. I got a little bit left here. But my After Dark show, I played this song if you've never heard it before. It's pretty cool, I think.
From the shadowed foothills of the Alberta Rocky Mountains,
$1.50
where the
for a hot dog
pines
in the water.
stand silent under
pop.
star-filled skies, and the peaks hide secrets older
$3.49 for
than
the ice
time
cream.
itself. This is Tommy Temper, After Dark. Good evening, or good morning, wherever the darkness finds you tonight across this vast, strange world of ours. We're coming to you live from a place where the veil is thin, where UFOs drift silently above the tree line, where UAPs blink in and out of radar, where the whispers of aliens, the occult, ghost, Bigfoot, cryptids, and things that should not be still walk among us. Tonight, we open the lines, we open the mind, and we step once again into the unknown. No topic is too strange, no story too wild, no corner too far out on the edge. So pull up a chair by the fire, dim the lights, pour something strong if it helps, and join us as we journey deep into the night. This is Tommy Temper, After Dark. And we're just getting started. Welcome, friends. Let's see what's out there.
As I wash down that last bit of hot dog right at the end of that song. Thanks a lot, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks a lot for sticking with us there and for that little break. Of course, I still have to eat my sundae yet, so I'll just eat that on the air here as it goes down. It's melting a little bit here, so hang on. Let me just give you a taste test here first, just before I start showing you something else here. Let me just taste this. Oh, I love that Costco ice cream. It's really, really good ice cream. Way better than. Have you ever gotten a milkshake from McDonald's? Oh man, that has to be the worst milkshake ever. It tastes like it's like they made it with water and put some kind of powder, and they just mixed it together, and then it's like tastes like chalk or something like this. This is like really good ice cream. Oh, I'm loving that. I'm loving that. Okay, let's get into Alberta Independence. I was thinking that if we're going to be having some rallies and stuff like that with Alberta Independence, then we definitely need to have some. You know how when not Antifa, but Black Lives Matter were out there, and they were rallying and doing their stuff down the streets, and stuff like that. And they had the megaphone going, and they'd be shouting out stuff on the megaphone, like rally cries, that kind of thing. Well, the Alberta Independence movement needs a rally cry, and I was thinking that it should be something like this. The person on the megaphone is going to say something like, "Independence, when do we want it?" And then the crowd yells out, "We want it now," right? So it's independence, when do we want it? We want it now. Independence, when do we want it? We want it now. I came up with that when I was falling asleep, as a matter of fact, last night, and I'm amazed that I actually remembered it and wrote it down here. But we need more stuff like that, like, different things that we can play, or say or do, or, to kind of cheer, get the ranks motivated and stuff like that. So we need stuff like that. That was Stormy Daniels music there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that song that you heard me playing just a minute ago was when I do a late night show. It's called Tommy Temper After Dark, and I like talking about UFOs, aliens. Sometimes we do a complete UFO show, or we're showing aliens and UFOs and all kind of stuff like that, or cryptids, or your other weird stuff that ghosts and paranormal, Bigfoot, all kind of stuff like that. So yeah, that's the kind of shows that we do, like at nighttime, not as, actually the audience at nighttime is not bad. It's probably getting to be about as much as here right now. Right now we have about 50 people watching on the various platforms. I think I look better with that lipstick on there, actually, that I had on earlier. Royce Allen in the house. We got, Cash coming in there. Hang on. Let me see who actually is banned in my tank at the moment here. I haven't looked at that after my last time I was live, but let's see if people just got timed out or if they actually got thrown into the tank. And we will just look under user management and see who's in there. Managing moderators, Kenzie Kraken. I haven't seen him in a while. Kenzie Kraken. Chat Rex is in there. Another one using my real name in there. Oh, that's Queenie. That's one of Queenie's. Crime in America is in the tank. Crime in America, who's actually right here in the chat right now. Your Crime in America got banned. You're in my tank there right now, so let me unban you. Just be nice. Don't dox anyone, okay? Be nice, and then the mods will not throw you in the tank. And I think that you got in the tank because you said something bad, that you doxed somebody. So please don't dox anyone. Be a happy camper type person, good person. Just, do stuff nice. Okay, my first bit, I guess, as I call it here, is something about Mr. Keith Wilson. The former premier has not brought forward any kind of a plan to address the legitimate grievances coming from Ottawa. That's what the whole beef is here between the independence movement and the reason that we want to actually separate from Alberta. So let's listen to Keith Wilson here as he gives us an update on this whole deal.
How do you think the first two debates have gone this last month against Jason Kenney? Is this kind of what you expected in terms of the reception it's gotten in the crowds and what have you?
Well, what surprised me is that
the former premier has not brought forward any kind of plan to address the legitimate grievances, the harm that Ottawa continues to cause to Alberta, to our economy, to the opportunities for our children, for the cost of living. At no time has he offered any kind of plan, nor have any of the other federalists, and it's quite surprising to me. And maybe it's not, because the fact of the matter is you can't amend the Constitution. You've got to convince the rest of the country to change their ways, and they don't want to change their ways. They kind of like all the money we send to Ottawa. So that surprised me, and all he's had to support a stay in Canada argument has been fear and uncertainty. I was going to ask you, how do you think the first two debates have gone?
Okay.
these
Oh,
last
I
month
hate it when
against,
it goes
Jason
back to
Kenney?
the
Just
beginning
kinda
again. Okay, stopping it right there. Yeah, so that's the problem, is that, you know, even with, there was a big debate there between Keith Wilson and our former premier, Jason Kenney, and they had their big debate, right? And the big debate was, pretty much Keith Wilson won that Alberta should separate from Canada. And apparently, you know, in the debate, and I haven't seen it myself, but from what people are saying, that Jason Kenney really didn't come up with any kind of a plan, no plan whatsoever as to why, or reasons why Alberta should stay in Confederation. Really, Alberta would do so much better. We would do absolutely so much better if we separated from Canada. There's like no doubt about it in my mind. It's like, okay, for example, we get RCMP in Alberta. Yeah, we send way more money, and I don't know what the numbers are, but I would bet that for every dollar we send to Ottawa for RCMP, that we get about 50 cents back here, right? The same thing with military. We send $1 to Ottawa, and we get about 50 cents worth of military in Alberta here. We have our pension plan. The pension plan is administered by a whole bunch of bureaucrats that, pencil pushers in Ottawa that get paid out of our pension. We should be able to do that right here in Alberta, bring the pension right back to Alberta. We'll administer it ourselves. We'll pay people that live in Alberta to do that. And, on and on and on and on and on it goes. Sure, it takes a little bit of money to set stuff up, but when you set up something and then you administer it yourself, you save an awful lot of money compared to having other people do it. You know, it's like, I don't know. It's like, let's say that you took your car to a repair shop and you got somebody at a repair shop to fix it, and they charge you like $150 an hour to fix your car, as opposed to you own your own repair shop and you slide your car in there to get it fixed. Hey, it's like just the overhead, and not maybe like $75 or $50 an hour to get your car fixed. It's that kind of a thing. So when you send tons and tons of money for services that Ottawa, like for example, healthcare, we send money to Ottawa for healthcare, and then they send probably about only half of it back to us. And, they go, oh, we're sending you lots of money. Meanwhile, there's lineups in our hospitals that are 12 hours long where people are waiting for service. In fact, somebody died just last week there from the lineups at the hospital, where they're not able to get service and stuff like that. And it's all because of the federal government, the Liberals, that are bringing in mass immigration. I'll be the one to say it. Don, good to see you in there. We got Funky Kids in there. Hey, good to see more people popping in there. If you're just watching the stream here right now, hit the subscribe button, especially if you're watching Tommy Temper's show. Roy Stalin, good to see you. We got Cash in there. I unbanned your main account there, so be good, be nice, don't dox people, be a good person. We're sitting at 9,398 subs. Come on, let's see if I can hit 9,400. 2 more subs. Only 2 more subs, and I'll be at 9,400. We're trying to hit 10,000 subs. What do I have to do? Put up a word game, or say, oh, say my name, and then I write your name down, or whatever. Go vertical and say everyone's name. Oh, I'm at 10,000 subs. Yeah, I know. I saw what you said about that. By the way, I do read the chat. If I don't see it right now, if the chat appears on my stream and I'm actually able to read it, sometimes YouTube doesn't display the chat after the stream. I don't know why they don't do that, because all of my streams, I check the little box to say, please display chat, on a replay, right? I turn that on. It's turned on with every stream that I do, but not all of my streams do they actually save the chat. So But my last stream, I actually looked at the chat and I saw what went on there, with exception that it doesn't save when people get timed out. They just plain get timed out, and then that chat disappears on my stream, and I will never ever see it again. So if somebody gets timed out, I don't know that you get timed out. I don't know who timed you out. All I know is that somebody belly aches about getting timed out, and that's the way chat works. Okay, so just keep that in mind on the stream there. Be a good person. Don't say a bunch of garbage, and then your chat won't get timed out. Okay. Here's something about what's going on here in Alberta. This is kind of cool, where the Independence people are actually getting out there on horseback. Look at that. That's Horses for Independence. This Lakuziak is flat out false, the claim by him. MLA Dale Nally was not in a separatist truck during the Rainmaker Parade in St. Albert. He is a proud Federalist who is supporting Alberta remaining in Canada. Oh my gosh. Check out MLA Nally on horseback during the parade. Oh, okay. So the guy on horseback does not want Alberta to separate, and he's not in a truck. He's actually on a horse. Meanwhile, you've got the people with Morinville, whatever, with the Dale Nally sign and stuff like that. So apparently he is a Federalist. So that's what that whole thing is about. Yeah, okay. These things happen. Oh, okay. Now, we've got a bit of infighting going on between Jeffrey Rath. Now, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus at all. I don't want to pick sides with people. I want to be friends with everybody. That includes Jeffrey Rath. That includes Keith Wilson. That includes Mitch Sylvester. Those are the three people that you hear talking about independence all the time. And I've never had any one of them as a guest on my channel here, but I do follow what they're doing and what they're saying. Now, this guy here, we'll bring this one up here next. He has a channel on X called New Order 69. New Order 69. I wonder if he's a friend of Travel Fund 69s. I don't know. But anyways, he doesn't like what Jeffrey Rath says, okay, in this clip here. So let me just bring this up here and see what he says about Jeffrey Rath. He plays a little clip during this about Jeffrey Rath, and let's just listen to this, okay?
Listen up, Alberta, because I'm really tired of this.
Like you say, we have all the usual Danny psychophants, right? Keith Wilson, Corey Morgan, Jason Levine, a lot of whom, people have suggested or controlled opposition, right?
I am so tired of seeing Jeff Rath and his endless attacks and division. This time he's calling Keith Wilson, Corey Morgan, and Jason Levine sycophants. But these men aren't sycophants. They're thoughtful voices working for a stronger Alberta regardless of what that looks like. Keith Wilson brings real constitutional expertise and principled strategy. Corey Morgan offers clear, honest analysis that reaches everyday Albertans. He wrote a book on it, for God's sake. And Jason Levine is out building connections across the province through real dialogue. Not to mention his constant attacks on Premier Smith. Actions like Rath are making Albertans who are interested in independence take a good, long look at a more sovereign Alberta with a united Canada. I believe in the democratic process, open debate, petitions, elections, and respectful disagreement. But what I don't support is Jeff Rath attacking and bashing anyone he decides is a bad actor. Keith, Corey, and Jason represent the mature, collaborative approach the movement needs. Strategy, unity, and dignity over ego and smears. Time to reject the dividers and stand with the doers. Smear tactics like his are very much an NDP thing.
Okay, so he doesn't like what Jeffrey Rath is doing. You heard the little clip there with what Jeffrey Rath said, where he's kind of throwing a few people under the bus. Yeah, I don't like that myself. I don't like that anybody does stuff like that. I try to be friends with everyone. I want to be friends with Jeffrey Rath. I want to be friends with Keith Wilson and everybody else. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. I just like to be positive and keep the whole momentum of Alberta independence on a positive note. And I go like this and I cringe and I go, oh my God, like, what are you doing? Why are you saying stuff like that? I think that everybody, and Jeffrey Rath, if you hear this, and you might not, but if you hear me, I would say try and be positive. Try not to throw any other podcasters or people that are trying to support Alberta independence under the bus. Whether they love, the premier of the province, Danielle Smith, whether they love her or whether they hate her or whether they're in the middle. Don't that's got nothing to do with the whole independence movement. And when you start throwing people under the bus for whether they like or dislike her, or some of the stuff that they're doing on the side, I don't know that that's positive at all for the event. It makes guys like the guy that we just saw, post stuff where they're like, going back at you and, trying to make you look bad. And it just ends up making the whole movement look bad. I learned a long time ago, Jeffrey Rath, I learned a long time ago not to say negative things about your competition or that other people that surround you. Don't say bad things about other people. Don't say negative things about other people, because it just makes you look bad, okay? And you don't want to look bad, because if you're wanting to be the head of the organization, the top dog, the guy that's like, the head of prosperity and the head of Alberta Independence, you don't want to make yourself look bad. You want to look squeaky clean. You want to look nice. You want to be the hero of the day. And putting down your competition doesn't do that. So I would say don't put down your competition, because it makes you look bad. That's a real simple thing that I learned in business a long, 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 long time ago. That's one of the first things that I ever learned when I first got into business, and it still holds true today. And, with my YouTube channel, when do you ever hear me bashing somebody? Really, I'm kind of the nicest guy on YouTube. People get in my chat and they bash me all the time. Tommy, you're this, Tommy, you're that, blah, blah, blah. We don't believe what you're saying. You're giving false information, whatever. I try, like, you may not believe everything I say. You may not agree with everything I say, but I don't throw you under the bus for your beliefs or what you do. Like, I try and be open to everybody. Look at Edward Cam is still in my chat. That's like proof of that. That's absolute proof right there. Hey, Alberta Independence, politician free, led by Albertans. There we go. No one is coming to save us. We save ourselves. Okay, that's what ends up happening here. And yeah, I love that meme. I love stuff like this. When people post stuff like this on the internet, they took the time to make something like this. People talk about that cross at the top there. When we actually separate, become independent, we'll probably make our own flag, have our own symbolism on there, and probably get rid of that, UK, emblazed cross on the very top of it and come up with something else. Who knows? We might even separate along with Saskatchewan and come up with some flag that kind of incorporates some things from Saskatchewan and Alberta, and, just make some kind of a really nice flag that incorporates a whole bunch of different things there. But we'll look forward to that. Yeah. Here again, we've got more on what's happening from Jill. This comes to us from Jill. Let's hear what she has to say about this. She's talking about Jeffrey Rath here as well, and some of this stuff with Daniel Smith and using the system and stuff like that. Let's listen to this next little clip here. They're counting on you fighting each other, okay? The people on the left, rather, that they want Alberta to stay in Canada, they're counting on all of us fighting each other, being, like exactly what Jeffrey Rath is doing. He's being vindictive. He's being, and hey, he may be rightly so saying stuff about people, and he may be right in what he's saying. But the people on the left, shall we say, that are against Alberta independence are going, see, those guys are all fighting each other. They can't even get along with each other. They're all fighting each other. And it makes us all look bad. We all need to be positive. We all need to be cohesive. We all need to be like on board with this whole thing. And so that other people that are on the side going, I don't know if I want to get involved in that group because those guys are all just a bunch of infighters. If they can't get along with each other, how the hell can they run the country when it becomes an independent country? Think about that. Think about what people are thinking about what we're actually doing here. This is not, we're not, we're almost like a bunch of kids in the playground fighting each other, about what we're going to do and who's what and throwing each other under the bus and stuff like that. We need to all get together. We need to put our differences aside. I know it's hard to do. I know that some of you are really strong-minded people and that you don't like what other people are doing. And really, the whole thing is almost based on Danielle Smith. Because Danielle Smith, kind of seemed like she was like pro-independence. And then she comes out at the very end and not really coming out with a referendum, but coming out with a referendum for a referendum, which, pissed everyone off. So once she pissed everyone off, now it's like, okay, we got to get rid of her. Everyone buy a membership to the United Conservative Party and let's vote her out, call a special meeting. And then, if you have like the majority of the people can say, okay, get rid of her because she's not for independence. She is the premier of the province. She's a federalist. She's like, I'm all for keeping Alberta in Canada, right? And, people go, no, she's in bed with Carney, whatever. I put it this way. I don't like the deal that she made with Carney. I really, absolutely dislike that deal that Danielle Smith made with Carney. And the reason for it is that there are some agreements in there, contracts in there that bind us to spend a bunch of money on this carbon bullshit, which I don't think we should have anything whatsoever to do with the carbon bullshit. And if we separate from Canada, we will still be bound by those contracts with Canada to supply a bunch of money to with those carbon contracts. And you know who's in charge of those carbon contracts? That's going to make a bunch of money out of it. It seems like that name Brookfield keeps popping up all the time. Brookfield, Carney, Brookfield, Carney, Brookfield, over and over and over again. I'm sick and tired of hearing Carney, Brookfield with every frickin' dollar that Carney spends. And then now with every contract that he's making with Alberta and the pipeline. And it's like, oh, you have to pay us a whole bunch of money with the contracts and crap like that before we'll build a pipeline. And Danielle Smith is in there, yeah, okay, we'll sign the contract. Are you consulting me, the taxpayer in Alberta? Are you consulting me, one of the people that elected you into power? Are you contacting and finding out who the people that are members of the UCP party? Are you getting a hold of them and finding out, do they want you to be signing these binding contracts with companies that Brookfield is involved with regards to, imaginary carbon bullshit? Like, come on. This is absolutely ridiculous. But anyways, let's listen to Jill and see what she has to say about this whole thing. And this has to do with Jeffrey Rath and Danielle Smith and, a bit of talk on that subject. Let's listen.
Okay, guys, I understand everyone is panicking right now, thinking that if we get rid of Danielle Smith, the NDP is going to get in and it's going to be all over. And I understand that. But what you're missing is something huge, and barely anybody is talking about it. Alberta Radio has talked about this. you need to buy a membership. So whatever party is in power, buy the membership. And here's why this matters more than anything else right now. The real power in any political party does not sit with the leader. It sits with the membership. So the people who hold that membership decides who leads, right? Hello, Jason Kenney, right? So that's it. That is the whole game. So if enough pro-independence Albertans bought a UCP membership right now, we would be the ones deciding who replaces Smith. So not the party insiders, not Ottawa, us. Okay, so now, but before we even get there, we need to talk about what is actually happening inside the movement right now, because it's starting to look exactly like that broken system that we're trying to leave. Let's talk Jeffrey Rath, let's talk Danielle Smith, other influencers that are on here. So everyone is picking a side, fighting over who is right and who's wrong and who's a traitor and who's a freaking hero. And meanwhile, Danielle Smith is now sitting back watching the movement eat itself alive, because that's what we do, right? This is not an accident. A divided movement is a dead movement, and the people in the power know that better than anybody. But now let's first look at Jeffrey Rath, okay? He's obviously not perfect. He can be aggressive. He rubs people the wrong way. But here's the thing, you guys, you cannot sit there and tell me he's wrong about Danielle Smith, because he's actually not. She has the power under the Referendum Act to put a real, direct, independent question on the ballot right now. No courts, no elections, Alberta, no permission from anyone. So she chooses not to do it. And then the people want to attack Rath for calling that out while giving Smith a pass, because they love her so much. And I get it, she's done great things, but not great enough. So we need to hold her accountable, and that's exactly the problem. The moment you start protecting a politician over the movement, you've already lost. Rath represented First Nations in legal proceedings before. Lawyers represent whoever hires them, and that is literally his job. So that alone does not make him an enemy of Alberta independence. You judge people on what they are doing right now, not on who they represented in a courtroom years ago. That's what they're paid for, right? And right now, he's one of the very few people holding Danielle Smith's feet to the fire, and that matters. But here's where I'm going to push back on Rath too. The movement cannot become about any one personality, including his. The second it becomes like a Jeff Rath show or a Danielle Smith show or anyone else's show for that matter, the whole movement is dead. So Mitch Sylvester showed everyone how it's done. Quiet, focused, no ego, just work. Over 300,000 signatures, and that is what this needs more of. Less noise, right? We need way more action. Okay, so replacing Danielle Smith with another politician inside the same broken system is obviously not the perfect solution. And we know that. But right now, she is standing in the front of the door, blocking everybody. You get her out of the way first and get somebody in that chair who actually wants Alberta free and will actually pull the trigger, right? That is the short game. Now, here's where it's going to get interesting. Worst case scenario, everyone's freaking out. NDP gets in. Okay, fine. Buy an NDP membership. Same play, different party. If enough independent-minded Albertans hold memberships in whatever party is in power, you become the force deciding who leads it. You stop waiting for a politician to represent you, and you become the actual decision maker inside the machine. You use the system's own rules against itself. Hold every single elected official accountable every single day, not just on election day. Time to start playing their game. Okay, bye.
That makes sense. That's something that Brett should think about. You know, if you don't like what's going on and you don't like the person that's running the show, buy a membership to the party and be part of the people that put that person at the top in power. That's the thing to do. And I know that people tried doing that with the NDP because they didn't like when the NDP was in power. And people suggested, buy membership to the NDP. And you know what the NDP did? They vetted every single person. They looked at their profiles online on social media, see whether are they pro-NDP or are they anti-NDP. And if they found out at all that your social media showed that you're anti-NDP, then they didn't allow you to become a member of the NDP party. And they only allowed, I heard it was a number of something like 380 people to become members of their party. So, you know, the NDP does stuff like that. They vet every single person that wants to become a member of their party. Now, I'm conservative, and I'm like pro-conservative. And if I bought a membership to the Conservative Party, I'm pretty sure that they would give me one because I'm not like anti Danielle Smith. I'm not anti-conservative. I'm, you know, true blue conservative. Although I'm also pro-independence. So because I'm pro-independence, would I be, unable to buy a party or party membership to the Conservative Party here of Alberta? I don't know. We'll see, because that may very well happen, where I may very well buy a membership and become a member of the party. Right now, I'm not a member of any party. I'm not a member of the Liberal Party, the NDP Party, the Conservative Party, but I am conservative thinking. I am right wing. If I was in the United States, I'd be a Republican, right, on that side of the fence. In Canada, the color is blue. You see the blue? Do you see the blue around my whatever shadow here? It's actually called shadow. But you see my blue shadow. You see the blue flag. You see the blue in everything that I do. It's because I'm a true blue Albertan and I'm conservative. I'm a right winger, right? That's why. If I was in the States, I'd probably be wearing a red Donald Trump tie and have some red stuff, a red hat, whatever, that says "Make America Great Again" or something like that. By the way, when we were out biking yesterday, I had to put my bike helmet on, and my hat was in the backpack, and the backpack was open on the top, and as we were riding around, my other hat flew out of the backpack, and I lost a Tommy Temper hat. So somewhere in Edmonton out there is a Tommy Temper hat somewhere on the road, and there's probably cars driving all over it there right now. Just saying, my hat is out there somewhere, and I doubt very much if somebody found it and put it on. The last hat that I had, I gave to Queenie. You guys heard about that hat, and then Queenie prompted her dog to crap into my hat and then set it on fire. So I'm not doing well with my hats. My hats are somehow not surviving all that well. But that hat, if you notice my stream, not from, let's see, I think I was wearing this. No, I wasn't wearing this hat yesterday. My hat yesterday was the flat-brimmed hat, right, which looks a little bit different than this one here. And I don't know where I have any supply of those flat-brimmed hats, so I had to go back to this, I don't know what you call this, baseball hat or something that's round-brimmed here. I like those flat-brimmed hats better, though, all those guys that drive those low-rider cars and stuff like that, they wear those flat-brimmed hats. So, I kind of like that. Singing the song of angry men. It's singing the song of people who will not be slaves again. Edward Camp, you're worried about color of people. We're worried about slaves. You're worried about LGBTQ stuff. It's like you wake up in the morning to go, well, I'm not even going to say what you say when you wake up in the morning, but your mind is like embedded in all that kind of stuff. And, I don't care if you're LGBTQ. I don't care, that somebody was a slave 100 years ago. It doesn't affect my quality of life at all. I really don't care that you're, a certain skin color or what country that you came from or whatever. There's room in this world for everybody to live in harmony and peace. Okay. But there are problems with the way that we live, and one of the things that I don't like is mass immigration, stuff like that. I'm pretty vocal about, because when people, especially politicians, do things that affect my quality of life, that's when I start to push back, right? And you guys hear me on here, and you hear anything that I say, which I would deem as being pushback, it usually is something that has to do with my quality of life, or that I perceive is going to affect the quality of life of those people that live around me, my friends, my relatives, my neighbors, my children, all of those people that aren't me, right? They're like the little guy. I look out for the little guy, right? And you guys don't know that, but I fight for the little guy. I don't fight for the the guy that is the millionaire, the billionaire, or people like that. I understand that they have a place in society, that capitalism is built on people doing for themselves, pulling themselves up by their bootstraps, right? And getting out there and doing things, inventing things, building things, being entrepreneurs, which you don't see that in socialism. You don't see that in communism. You don't see that in Marxism. What you see when you get involved in those countries is people that are lazy, people that don't work. They want to work the least amount possible. You see countries like Cuba, right? Look at Cuba. You see countries like the way Russia used to be. You see things like the East Bloc countries before the Berlin Wall came down. You see that people lived in absolute poverty under Marxism, under socialism. Now, Canada does have a bit of socialism. We're like what you might be called a social democratic type of an economy here, where we embrace capitalism, because capitalism, rules here. You can start whatever business you want, pretty much, as long as the government allows you to. But we also have a certain amount of socialism, like, for example, welfare. You guys have welfare in the States? That's socialism. So you have some socialism down in the States. If you give people free stuff and the taxpayers pay for it, that's socialism, right? If you have free transit, that's socialism. If you open up food stores like you have in New York, like your New York mayor is saying, oh, we're going to open up food stores because the price of food is so expensive. So the city will open up our own food stores. That's socialism. You guys have socialism in the States, whether you like it or not. Okay, it might not be for everyone. May not have food stores opening up across all of the United States, but you definitely have pockets of socialism happening all over the place in the United States. And some people say it's not good. Some types of socialism like that, like the food stores, I think it's going to be a big troublesome thing, because you're going to push out the little people on the street corners that are selling food, because you're going to be able to buy stuff cheaper at those government food stores. So, and other grocery stores are going to shut down because people are going to buy the cheap stuff. And then you're going to have a whole bunch of stores closing down, and you're going to have to ride a bus to go to the grocery store, because it's so far away from where you live. But there are things like I believe that the healthcare is actually a good thing. Like I was going to come on as a guest there. People were talking about healthcare and stuff like that. Now, that being said, there's lineups. You have, when you socialize healthcare, there's going to be lineups at the hospital, and you're not going to get stuff quick, but you will get stuff free, right? Everything is free. You pay your taxes, and then when you walk into a medical center or a hospital, nobody charges you 1 cent for anything. They go, may I see your health care card? You present your health care card. It's got your number on it, your name on it, and they look at it, they write it down or whatever, type it in, and then they go, okay, sit in the waiting line there, and then you'll be able to see a doctor or whatever. Usually you can make an appointment, you can phone ahead, whatever, at a Medi-Center. If it's an emergency thing where you need to actually go and get help now because you've got a broken arm or, something that is deathly serious, and you walk into the emergency entrance of your hospital, there will be a 12-hour wait, whether you like it or not, because there's such a big lineup of people. And you might say, well, it's because your provincial government is not funding stuff like that. No, it's because the federal government, the Liberals, are bringing in mass immigration, right? Mass immigration is putting a damper on our healthcare system, because we have too many people that have been let into the country that are trying to use our too few services, too few doctors, too few nurses, too few hospitals, right? So don't blame, and the Liberals, they point the finger at the provincial people. You're not building enough hospitals. You're not employing enough doctors. You're not employing enough nurses. No, that's not what the problem is. The problem is the federal government bringing in millions of people into the country, and they haven't stopped. This year, they're slated to bring in 300,000 people. They said, whoa, we've gone down from 1 million down to 300,000 now this year. Yeah, but you've already overloaded the system. It's like from last year, we're already overloaded, and now you're bringing in another 300,000 people. And of course, those 300,000 people all go, where's the jobs in Canada? Oh, they're in Alberta. So they head over here to Alberta. And Alberta is especially burdened, our healthcare system. But they're also in other places like Ontario. A lot of them end up in Toronto, the big cities and stuff like that, into like places like Montreal and other cities right across the whole country. So, yeah, it's a problem all over the place. Absolutely. Where's Birdie Num Num? He's outside. Look at, there's Robbie the Raven out there getting a little drink of water. And, yeah, it looks like, ooh, he's pretty thirsty. Very thirsty today. Oh, my. Okay, off he goes. And we're back to the Tommy Temper Show again here. What time is it? It's almost 1 o'clock. And now we got a bit more time here for the show. Oh, here's one that came up. You guys, you talk about these immigrants coming into the country. And then, yeah, I had that Costco hot dog there that my wife so graciously brought to me there. She's gone, but thank you very much for that hot dog and the ice cream. I do appreciate that. That's really cool. But here we see some immigrants over at the Costco store. And I don't know if you saw this bit here, but this bit here is they're really no fixing this. You have to deport, this person says. But you know how they offer those free samples, you know, the lady offering the free samples at the Costco store. Well, this couple, I think they're East Indian, they're mad. They're madder than hell because they want unlimited free samples. Can you believe that? You'll have to wait, sir.
That's funny, man. I missed it when he got really heated.
Call the manager. I want more free stuff.
You missed it. It was heated up over here. I
They're still
believe it.
pissed off.
Oh, man. Unbelievable.
Oh, man. You know, they're arguing with the lady. They want some free wieners on a cracker or some stupid thing there. And they're pissed off because they're not able to get all you want. But I heard that the policy at Costco is that you can go and get the free stuff, and you can go back and get more. And people are complaining. They're saying, "Yeah, I've seen like people bring their whole family with like 10 people down there, and they all line up to get the free stuff there. And that's all they do is just keep making the rounds to get the free stuff. So they never do go and buy a $1.50 hot dog, but they just eat all the free samples." Yeah. So, it's like that. It's like these people are like, free stuff. Oh, man, yeah, we need more free stuff. Oh, my God. Like, how bad does it get? It gets really, really bad. Really, really bad. Really, really bad. Yeah, so, we've got too many immigrants coming into Canada, and they're doing all kind of weird stuff. The case for Alberta Independence is not based on resentment. It's based on accountability, fairness, and the right of Albertans to govern themselves. That's what we're all about with this whole independence thing. I like that meme. That's a pretty good one. That makes sense, and I would actually agree with it. Oh, and then we've got this guy here. The old Naheed Nenshi, the lefty, He's the lefty in Alberta here. He's the guy that either you're going to vote left or you're going to vote right. And if you're going to vote left, well, then you're going to get some of this guy here who right in the middle of the interview starts picking his nose. And he's flying the Forever Canada flag in the background. He doesn't want guys like me to become independent from Canada. So, you better listen to this nose-picking guy, Naheed Nenshi. Nenshi is the best thing to happen. Yeah, the NDP had if the NDP had someone that isn't as repulsive as he is, with a disastrous history of incompetence and dependence on lies, the UCP would have been in trouble. But luckily, we've got Naheed Nenshi. Oh man, just quit picking your nose in public. Don't do that. Have you ever seen me pick my nose on camera? Ever? Like, and I'm smart enough to know that if I'm gonna pick my nose, hang on, let me just pick my nose here. I'm smart enough to know not to do that in public. Okay, but Naheed Nenshi. Not so much. Oh, man, that's gross. Absolutely gross. Don't do that. You're grossing me out. Yeah, that one there is in the don't gross me out department. Yeah. Zackley. You got Zackley. What's Zackley? Zackley. Yeah, I remember that Zackley joke. Okay, let me read this one out to you here. CW4 says it's time to call for a leadership review and a health presentation and debate of alternative visions for Canada. Smith has fought bravely for Alberta the best way she knows how, but after years in power, we still see budget deficits, rising debt, exploding healthcare costs, no fundamental understanding of how to transition to an Alberta pension plan while respecting those who want to maintain their CPP, no improvements to the Alberta Bill of Rights on bodily autonomy protections, immigration issues restraining our budgets and services, and bigger and better government. On top of that, our illustrious leader, has entered into an Ottawa-esque carbon taxes that ensures Alberta resource industry has a ball and chain of $10 per barrel cost before a single dime of capital and operating cost is spent to get our resources out of the ground and to market. A leadership review gives the UCP members the chance to present a new vision for Albertans up against Smith's Federalist ball and chain vision for members to decide which vision puts Alberta on a real track to renewal. Prosperity for all Albertans and the ability to put money back into the pockets of Albertans as the average Albertan can't make ends meet. That's right. We've got tons of people going down to the food bank. And now a Westminster-style referendum chicanery that leaves big questions on a true say of the will of the people over the interests of the existing form of government, using the system to its advantage to keep Albertans from free expression, working as hard as it can to kick the can down the road with the, we're going to have a referendum to have a referendum. That's kicking the can down the road. It's time for a robust review and debate to choose the right vision for Alberta. Yeah, that's right. We all say yes to the independent Alberta. We say yes, 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 yes all the way. Let's bring the meme up here. Just say yes to an independent Alberta. Hey, I like that. As I drive down the road in between Edmonton and Calgary, I bet I will see this truck on the side of the road. There we go. We got a brand new thing out there. I don't know if that's AI or whatever it is there, but I hope that somebody does put a truck up there in the road that says yes to an independent Alberta. That would be a good thing. Hey, let's go look at the chat here, see how the chat is doing. Oh, man, I don't have that button that says go down, so I'm having to really scroll down a lot here to get down to the bottom. What the heck is the matter here? That's weird. Weird. Okay, we'll put a couple of things up here. Dum. Yeah, I don't know. It's gotten craziness here. Hey, what happened to my chat now? Push the button. Oh, hang on. Put that one there. No, that's not helping. How do I get rid of that? Oh, that button. Okay. I'm just in the background here I want to put some of the chat up on the thingy here, but I don't have the button to go down. And there's been so much chat since I started the stream that I got to scroll down all the way. Oh, hang on. Maybe I can click that thing. No, it doesn't work. Okay. Let's see. Are we at the bottom there now? Okay, we got Cindy in the house. Hey, thanks, Cindy. Thanks for popping into the stream. We got ABD in there. Didn't see you come in. Cindy said, why is no one talking about the seismic shift causing 4.5 earthquakes because of the carbon capture in the ground? Oh, it's happened. Actually, has it happened? I don't know that that's happened. But, also fracking. Oil fracking causes earthquakes, but I don't know that it's really causing buildings to fall or collapse or stuff like that. But yeah, putting carbon into the ground the way they do it by forcing it in there could very well cause earthquakes. But on the other hand, Cindy, planting trees, which is another way of putting carbon into the ground, just by planting a tree, because the tree captures carbon, emits oxygen, and sends the carbon down its roots into the ground, by the roots, right? Actually, the roots end up turning into coal and stuff like that. The leaves, that decomposing leaves off of the trees, again, that's, carbon in those leaves, and all that stuff ends up going into the ground, but it doesn't cause an earthquake. So good point. I would have to agree with you on that one there for sure. Okay, we've got, funny, none of this was mentioned when Alberta voted 63% in favor of abolishing equalization. Yeah, we already voted once. We voted to abolish equalization. Why the hell are we still paying so much into equalization? We don't want equalization. We absolutely don't want it. We're sick and tired of it. We don't want that money going to Quebec and other provinces. We'd love it to stay in our own province. Let's listen to this clip here from this is from Carney himself. He's standing in front of some kind of a half-built project, probably one of those Brookfield projects or something like that, and he's probably touting off something about how well he's spending on building houses for everybody. And also, Carney pledges a campaign for Canadian unity amid Alberta's new referendum question on independence being announced. The Prime Minister stresses the importance of practicing cooperative federalism with provinces like Alberta and Quebec.
What do you think of the referendum question that Daniel Smith has asked? How do you see your role in this debate, and what do you plan to do to campaign for Canadian unity?
Well, let me start at the end, which is I certainly will be campaigning for Canadian unity. I've begun that, and part of the campaign is not a campaign, but it's actions. It's practicing cooperative federalism with Alberta, with Quebec, with all provinces and territories in the country, with Indigenous peoples as well. So it's moving the country forward, but moving the country forward with agreements and with parties aligned. So finding that common ground so we can move, and that's what Albertans expect. That's what Canadians expect across the country. And I'm pleased that the premiers are buying into this and moving forward on a number of fronts. So that's the first thing. And if I may just refer to my previous answer with respect to cooperation agreements, including potentially with the province of Quebec, that is an example of that cooperation. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, of course, being part of Canada brings many economic advantages, being part of our large market, being part of free trade agreements with 1.5 billion people around the world. But in the core, it's more than economic arguments, and I'm going to get to the first part of your question in a second. It's more than economic benefits, it's social. It's what we are as Canadians. So Canadians take care of each other. We take care of each other in our social programs. We take care of each other across different provinces. We look out for each other internationally, and this is a time where it's particularly important. What do I think of the question? In terms of the specifics of the question, we have an obligation as the federal government to look at the question and determine whether it's consistent with the Clarity Act that is underway. Ultimately, if there are questions around that, questions about the clarity of the question, if you follow, that would be a role for Parliament. I'm not saying that's the case, but we're just in the process of doing our due diligence. I will make the following observation though about the question, and this is an observation from experience. In these separation issues, it is often advanced that vote for this and it's a free option. Vote for this and we will strengthen our hand in a future negotiation. That is a very dangerous bluff. That is a very dangerous bluff. I saw firsthand what happened in the United Kingdom when the view was vote for this, it'll be soft, and then we'll negotiate, etc. And they ended up, and they're still 10 years later trying to undo what people didn't think they were voting for, but what they ended up having. Les Canadiens peuvent réfléchir sur les commentaires après les référendums au Québec.
Fermez la
En ce qui
bouche.
concerne des questions qui
No
sont
comprende,
c'est le commencement de négociations, mais
Okay, hang
pour
on.
quelques-uns et
Shut that
quelques-unes,
French off there. We speak English in Western Canada and Quebec. We don't speak French here. Okay, so yeah, and it's those Quebecers that keep stealing our Alberta money from our resources. It's called equalization in Canada here, where Alberta gives a ton of money to Ottawa, and then Ottawa gives that ton of money over to Quebec. That's what's going on here. But yeah, he's the federalist. He's going to campaign to keep Alberta in Canada, even though we want to get rid of equalization. We voted to get rid of equalization, and he, with his Liberal government, is doing nothing to listen to Alberta. So for that reason alone, Alberta should separate from Canada, because Ontario, well, not Ontario, but the government of Canada does not listen to Alberta. They don't listen to us at all. All they want to do is tax. And this whole thing with the carbon stuff is more taxing. When you say anything about carbon tax, that's taxing us. Carbon capture, that's taxing us, because we have to pay money for that machinery to somehow capture the carbon out of the air and to pump it into the ground to what Cindy says there, that causes 4.5 earthquakes. Like, come on. Like, it's just the epitome of stupidness that we're doing that, and we're being forced to spend a bunch of money instead of using it to maybe house some homeless people that are out there in the streets, provide them with some care, with some medicine to get off of the drugs that they're on there, But no, the federal government is like, no, allow free opioids and let them have small quantities of any kind of drug. It doesn't matter what drug it is. If it's 2 grams of anything, the cops won't arrest them for that. They can do open drugs anywhere, and they absolutely do that. They do open drugs all over the whole city here where I live. Like, it's terrible. In fact, I went out yesterday. Where's that video? I have to post a video. I didn't post it yet, but if you're on my Facebook page, you see the stuff that I post on Facebook. So make sure you go over to Facebook, do a search for Tommy Temper. I'm over on Facebook. Find me on Facebook, and then I can't necessarily become your friend. I'd love to become your friend, but I have too many friends over on Facebook. So I'm what you call a so-called influencer over on Facebook. So you can follow me on Facebook. So hit that follow button when you find Tommy Temper, and then follow me over there. And then you'll see the junk that I post on Facebook showing how bad it is living up here. And the one yesterday, I'll explain the bit, but I can't show it to you. but we were over on White Avenue sitting there, just, in a park bench. They have some benches over there where you can sit and you can watch the traffic go by, whatever. And we saw an ambulance down the road about a block away from where we are. So I said, oh, let's go over and check that out. We went over there. There was an ambulance blocking 2 lanes of traffic in the middle of the road. And there was this guy, just batshit crazy, where the ambulance crew had their door open, but they didn't want to get out of the ambulance because the guy was just throwing stuff around and kicking stuff. He had a bunch of his clothing and blankets and stuff like that on the road, right in the middle of the road, and he was like batshit crazy, doing all kind of rank stuff, whatever. And the ambulance crew, because obviously somebody said, oh, we've got a person in trouble there, whatever, and they show up. And they're too scared to even get out of the ambulance to go and do anything with the guy. And they probably called the police. But while I was there doing the video, a police car actually rolled by and didn't even bother to stop or help or do anything, So the guy's there ranting and raving in the middle of the road for, I don't know, about 5 minutes or so. And then he finally picks up his stuff, and then he starts doing the same thing, craziness, and he starts walking down the street. We followed him. The ambulance actually followed him, and I was right behind the ambulance. Talk about ambulance chasing. You've heard of ambulance chasers. Well, the ambulance was actually chasing the lunatic dude that was out on the street. And this is the kind of stuff that I have to put up with. And the guy starts heading towards where I live, so I go, oh no, this is not good. What is he going to end up in my backyard or something like that? Well, we ended up following him to probably a couple of blocks away from where I live. And then he went in front of this business that was there, and then he basically put all the stuff on top of him and was hiding underneath the all of the stuff there. And then at that point, the ambulance kind of they actually said to me, "Hey, watch out for that guy." And I said, "Hey, don't worry. I do this for a living. I do this all the time, whatever." I was doing a video of the whole thing, by the way. It was about a 15-minute video in total. And the ambulance actually didn't wait for the police because they were waiting for the police to get there. The police never did get there. So the ambulance rolled away and, said to me, "Hey, watch it. You're on your own." So at that point, I thought, oh, well, there's no police coming. There's nothing happening here. And he's held up. But he's held up a couple of blocks from where I live. So no doubt, in the middle of the night, he's out down my back alley or something, ransacking shit or whatever. And he's just the kind of guy that would be breaking in or stealing stuff or who knows what. One of the lunatics that are out there. And you know what? Why he's erratic like that? People go, "Oh, you're making fun of homeless people. You're making fun of the unfortunate, or you're taking advantage of the unfortunate." No, when I do a video of crap like that, I do a video to show how bad it is to live in this freaking city. It has gotten completely terrible. Unbelievably terrible. I can't walk a half a block outside of my house without seeing some tweaker doing the fence bent. That's how bad it has gotten. And this was actually one of the nicest areas in the city. That's why I moved to this area, right? But over a period of the last 10 years, it has gotten to be a hellhole, to quote Donald Trump. A hellhole. We're living in a hellhole now. And I'm sick and tired of that crap. It's unbelievable. And we need to do something about that. So now this meme has come out here. It's the old against our premier. And this one here, Jeffrey Rath, who I've been talking about a little bit. I can. Hey, it's okay for him to say you don't like Danielle Smith and she needs to be removed, whatever. And he comes out with this meme here, calling her a liar and showing a picture of her kicking the referendum can there, kicking the can. In other words, not really coming up with a referendum, period, but coming up for a referendum. Jeffrey Rath says, exactly. Danielle Smith said we could have a referendum if we gave her 178,000 signatures. Well, we gave her a statutory declaration attesting to 301,620 signatures, then she screwed us. Why would we trust her now? She has to go. Okay, I don't mind him saying that about Danielle Smith, but I wouldn't throw other podcasters or other people that support freedom under the bus for supporting Danielle Smith. You know, they have their own reasons, because maybe they like her. You know, maybe they think she's trying all that she can do. Maybe she's, sitting on the fence and she doesn't want to, holding her cards close to her chest, and she's saying, hey, I'm all for Alberta, where meanwhile, maybe she is for Alberta independence. I don't know. You don't know what goes through people's minds. But she definitely said that she wants to campaign for Alberta and not for independence. So I know that. So for that reason alone, I'm going, well, Danielle Smith, you're obviously not in my camp, because I am for independence. I'm not for, staying in Confederation. I think that Alberta would be far, I can't say enough, far better off being an independent country than in with Canada. We've already tried. People have been unhappy ever since I was born. From when I was a little kid, people are all around me talked about how we were taken advantage of as a province by Eastern Canada, and it still goes on to this day. Why haven't we got this equalization thing fixed so that we are out of equalization? We already voted that we don't want to be part of equalization. Just let Alberta go on our own. We'll build up our own kitty for money for when times get bad. If the oil price falls down to $20 a barrel, well, that's going to be our own fault, But right now, while oil is up high, why are we sending all of our money outside of the province? And meanwhile, we've got a $9 billion deficit. Not good. Okay, everyone, I've had a fun time here today. It's been great. Thanks a lot, everyone. Carrie, good to see you in the chat. We got 12th Man in there. Hey, 12th Man, good to see you. We got Cindy in there. That's really good. And everybody else in there that's watching. Thank you very much watching on, whether you're on Kick, on Facebook, on X, or YouTube, or on Twitch. We appreciate all of your company. And if you're watching a re-roll of this, a replay of this, thanks a lot for watching that. Give us a thumbs up if you like what you see. I did get some subs, actually. I shouldn't say that. But we're sitting at 9,398 subs. 2 more subs, and we'll be at 9,400 subs. So hopefully I can do that. I like to see, one of the things I like to see for a successful stream is that I get a couple of subs, at least a couple of subs, and then we get some thumbs ups. And the other thing is, it's nice to see some super chats, but I just don't get any super chats. It's just, I don't know what's the matter with everyone out there. And I'm not going to say that you guys are cheap, because I know that you're not cheap. You're all good people. But a little, pat on my back, the odd super chat every now and then is always a good thing. But I know how broke everyone is out there. Nobody has any money because we're living in Confederation. We're living with Mark Carney beating down on us. Food prices are going up. Inflation is going up. Housing prices are going up. Cost of fuel is going up. Whoa, nobody has any spare money anymore to do any super chats or anything like that. So that's, you get what you pay for. What can I say? But otherwise, thanks a lot for watching. You're watching the Tommy Temper Show. I'm Tommy Temper, and we do appreciate you watching. Hey, and we'll do it again soon. But I'm going to be heading down to Sylvan Lake here. Got to pick kiddos up from the school. And we're going to be getting that license plate for our golf cart down there. So I'll definitely do a live from the golf cart. Look for a live from the golf cart there later today, okay? We won't be talking about independence, but we'll be having fun on the golf cart. So check that out. We do appreciate your company. Have a good day. Have a cup of tea. Have a coffee. It's the middle of the afternoon. And take care. Stay out of trouble. And we'll do it again soon. Bye-bye for now.
Sending it east to Quebec while we shoulder the blame.
Let's go. We can do
No
it.
more carbon tax change. We're done with the feds breaking free from their reins.
Alberta freedom.
Ringing loud and true. Sovereignty calling, independence coming through. No more woke liberalism.
Bye-bye, everyone.
As we claim our own land, freedom for our families with a rifle in hand. Alberta freedom, let the anthems roll. We're building our nation forevermore. From the prairie to the peaks, where the eagles soar high. We're sick of the traitors calling us traitors, that's a lie. Equalization's a thief, stealing our hard-earned pay, while they push their agendas, turning night into day. Beef ranchers and farmers, grain silos stand proud. Oil rigs turning profits under Alberta's cloud. No more begging for ports, landlocked but strong we stand. We'll negotiate our future with the world in our hand. Alberta freedom, ringing loud and true. Sovereignty calling, independence coming through. No more woke liberalism, stealing our way of life. Albertans stand tall, cutting loose from the strife. Rocky Mountains watching as we claim our own land. Freedom for our families with a rifle in hand. Alberta freedom, let the anthems roll. We're building our nation forevermore. They say it's illegal, but self-determination's all right. Like Ukraine from the Soviets, we'll fight through the night. No more sending our wealth to fund their endless schemes. Our pensions rising, fulfilling our dreams. Tired of the liberals, their rules and their games. Albertans awakening, falling out on names. Canola fields yellow, beef herds grazing free, oil sands fueling futures as far as the eye can see. We're Albertans first, with hearts full of fire. Separation's the answer, lifting us higher. No more being the wallet for a broken confederation. Freedom's our birthright, our declaration. Alberta freedom, ringing loud and true. Sovereignty calling, independence coming through. No more woke liberalism, stealing our way of life. Albertans stand tall, cut loose from the strife. Rocky Mountains watching as we claim our own land. Freedom for our families with the rifle in hand. Alberta freedom, let the anthems roll. We're building our nation forevermore. Alberta freedom, yeah, forevermore.
Oh, you thought I was gone. No, I'm still here. But I'm leaving. Bye, everyone. Have a good day.